So I have a new tablet and Love in Deepspace works significantly better on my tablet than even on my computer. I'm gonna try recording on my tablet and hope everything works. Anyway, back to my childhood obsession with Titanic I go. We're back in the frickin' ship again. My heart remains the same. Okay, game. Okay, I see what you're doing. I was so fascinated with the Titanic when I was young. I first read about it in English class, yes, English class, not history class, surprisingly. And I got completely obsessed. I wanted to know everything about the people on it, the captain, how it sank, the crew, how many people survived, the lifeboats, the disaster, the tragedy, everything. I wonder if those were signs of autism, which some people think I have. I don't know. I know the movie has a lot of haters, but I like it. I think it's very lovely. The part where Jack asks Rose to practice swinging the axe before she cut open his handcuffs is one of the funniest things to me when I was young. I don't know why. It's gonna be a little hard there. Warm golden light filters through the windows, casting a soft glow over the refined antique table. I wonder what MC's role is going to be this time.
Miss, do you have a preference for how the gold leaf should be shaped for your 2 orders of caviar?
I don't even want caviar. I don't like seafood. Which is kind of tragic, by the way.
Yes. No golden leaf bits, please.
Hi. I hear a familiar voice behind me, and before I can even turn around, Rafayel has already slid into the seat across from me. He's grinning, as he should.
Sir, the edible gold leaf is the dish's signature touch.
Yeah, but it's caviar though. I don't think the gold leaf matters. It doesn't taste like anything.
Edible gold only makes food prettier, not better.
Thank you. Just give me the food that I can eat. Ideally not seafood. Unsure, the waiter looks at us. I nod. Yeah, come on. No gold leaf, please. Just makes the thing more expensive, doesn't make it any better. Have you heard about the most expensive ice cream in the world? Which is only really the most expensive ice cream because it has a gold leaf on it. That kind of thing. Rafayel chuckles softly as he leans back in his chair and surveys the dishes before him.
Someone's in the mood for a fancy dinner.
My idea of a fancy dinner is like bread rolls. Or macaroni. I smile. It's not like this is the real world. Why shouldn't I treat myself? Oh, I see. Okay, so I've already watched Silas's card on YouTube because it's not like I was going to make a video on that. And so apparently the plot of these cards is we just went into an immersive movie theater and got really immersed in the movie to the point where we imagine ourselves as protagonists, which is kind of cool. I kind of want to do that. I'm going to assume the same thing is happening with Rafayel and I here. About a week ago, Rafayel and I stumbled upon a private movie theater during one of our walks. The sign at the entrance boasts about a unique next-gen cinematic experience, and our curiosity got the better of us. Rafayel tucked me down onto the plush sofa. Sitting next to each other, we decided to go with the owner's recommendation, the Skull Rock. Titanic, basically. I just wonder, why did we choose to watch tragedy? The story follows a great ocean liner as it strikes an iceberg. 2 lovers are torn apart, a rich woman and a penniless heart. Okay, so yes, this is just Titanic. This is straight up Titanic. They just changed the name of the ship. The romance has earned its place among cinema's greatest classics, as it should. Again, I know the Titanic has haters, and if you don't like it, that's fine, but I myself am so obsessed with it, and I know why people like it. Because I love it too. As the room went dark and the opening theme swelled, Rafayel handed me the popcorn bucket. But before I could grab a handful buttery sweetness gave way to the salty tang of sea air. Can we ever be in the ocean without something dumb happening? When my head clears, my palm is pressed against a cold metal rail. A boundless blue sea sprawls out before me. How did I get on a ship? Titanic is also the movie that gave me a lifelong fear of ships. I scan my surroundings, but there is no sign of Raphael. I only see a flag with the words "The Skuldra" rippling in the wind.
Miss, I'll have your luggage brought to your suite.
Oh boy, am I stuck with having to marry some jackass? A middle-aged woman in a suit slightly bows before collecting 2 suitcases. She then walks towards the cabin. I look down. I'm wearing an intricate, ornate dress. A glittering gemstone necklace rests against my neck. This game ain't doing that. Am I inside the movie? Why did we choose this movie? A sudden gust snatches my hat and it sails in an arc toward the lower deck. I peer over the edge to see the back of a familiar figure deftly grab the falling hat with a sweep of his paintbrush. With the paintbrush? Raphael! Hi! Without thinking much, I hitch my voluminous dress and dash towards the lord. Down several flights of stairs, over a threshold or two, and through the door labeled standard class, I finally reach him. What is with this letter? Raphael, why are we on a ship? Raphael quirks an eyebrow before revealing a courteous smile.
I'm a painter, miss. The kind that are a dime a dozen with nothing to their name. More importantly,
Oh yeah, so this does follow the same pattern as Salis's card. You don't remember.
we just met. What makes you think I know why you're on this ship?
Oh. Uh-oh. Baffled, I gape at him. My brother in light, we came on this ship together. He would be so offended by me using the term my brother in light. But we were watching a movie together a few seconds ago. Raphael shakes his head. He looks genuinely puzzled. Look at the...
I've been on the deck since this morning.
This isn't the time for jokes. I'm going to panic.
Miss, I'll be honest. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, time to panic. Ah!
Mr. Raphael, here's your delivery.
I turn my head to see a crew member creating a package and waving at Raphael. Judging by its shape, it looks like a painting. Raphael extends the hat to me with refined politeness and offers a small smile.
I've got things to do and places to be, miss. Here's your hat. Try to hold on to it this time.
So the pattern of these cards is just us being in the movie and them not remembering a single thing. Like, why would they choose this place? As Raphael walks off without so much as glancing back, I finally realize that he has no idea who I am. Which is tragic, by the way. I'm going to cry. Oh yeah, it's been a week. I forgot we were in a flashback. After a week, Raphael and I have somehow evolved from complete strangers to dining companions. The waiter arrives at our table with the final meal. Thin layers of fish fan out like flower about blossom. You know, if I get the opportunity to eat seafood, I will. I just never had seafood in my life, and so I'm scared of it.
Now here's some exquisite plating.
Raphael reaches for his fork, but the waiter quickly adjusts the plate's position to stop him. Oh god.
Good eye, sir. Our head chef designed this after traveling the globe. It was inspired by the ocean itself. The chef is also very particular about tank temperatures, ensuring every fish reaches you at peak freshness.
Okay.
The grouper is kept in waters at 22 degrees Celsius, while the lobster's tank is at 17 degrees Celsius. Please enjoy each layer on its own.
Raphael's gaze is on the seafood and he nods with faint seriousness. Then, without missing a beat, he spears every piece of fish on his fork and shoves the whole thing into his mouth.
Now they're safely stored in my stomach at a comfortable 37 degrees Celsius. Excuse me.
That's very funny. Yeah, Raphael will also always be Raphael. Does not matter which word we're in. My laughter attracts the attention of Raphael and the waiter. As the waiter watches in disbelief, I mimic Raphael and devour the elegant dish in a single bite. You must be very busy. You don't need to walk us through the entire menu. The waiter gives a quiet nod and excuses himself. The waiter's like, I don't get paid enough for this. Raphael thoughtfully studies me.
You're not like the other hoity-toity socialites
Hoity-toity.
here.
I'm going to start using the word hoity-toity. Did it take you an entire week to notice? Your observation skills could use some work.
Don't underestimate me. That's hardly the only thing I've picked up on.
Oh, please elaborate. Game? Raphael takes his time extracting the succulent lobster meat from its shell. Then he lifts it to my lips. Game! Game, respond! Jesus. Without thinking, I lean in and bite the food.
You're strangely relaxed when I'm around, and you know me like the back of your hand.
Gee, I wonder why. I hesitate. What I feel for him is more than just knowing him. Guess you haven't done it in the car yet. But this Raphael doesn't remember anything from Lincoln City, so I can't just tell him the truth.
There's the fact that you knew my name when we first met.
I saw you at several art salons. Other people mentioned you before.
Sure. But how do you explain that you know my favorite dishes? You always order what I like.
You like what I order? What a coincidence! You must have the same preferences. Raphael keeps his eyes on his plate as he unhurriedly picks the bones from his fish. Oh my god, okay, I'm going to be an absolute... Whenever I eat anything that's non-veg, I'm an absolute baby about it. Do not give it to me bone in. I constantly stab my mouth on the bones. I think it's going to be the same if I ever do seafood. Just give it to me boneless. I'm gonna be a baby about it.
You're not a very convincing liar.
Miss, that matter you asked me to look into.
Just as I'm struggling to figure out how to explain everything, or whether or not to explain anything at all, the housekeeper walks in and saves me.
I'll leave you to your business. Think I'll go chase the sunset now. See if it sparks any inspiration.
Raphael gives a quick nod and makes his way towards the deck.
The Skuldra doesn't allow passengers to disembark early, but I found a crew member who can arrange a private boat for us.
Oh, we're like, oh my god, I know the ship's about to sink. We should get off immediately. I exhale. That takes care of my biggest worry. The movie ends with the painter drowning in the ocean. I won't let Raphael meet the same fate. But he's a fish. See, my first reaction when I saw that Raphael was given Titanic was, how is the seagull supposed to drown? You're a fish. You live in the frigid water.
When we're near the next port, we'll be able to get you off the ship.
Will we be able to get to the next port? The housekeeper excuses herself. I glance at Raphael, who's standing outside the dining room. He's lounging against the railing and waving a piece of bread at the hungry seagulls nearby. The sun is sinking towards the horizon. Dusk paints his shoulders red, its warm light dancing across his face. How am I supposed to bring this up with Raphael?
Well, someone's smitten with that little artist.
Who's judging? I turn to see Mrs. Baker, my neighbor from the next suite over. She eyes me with obvious amusement.
He's with you for every meal, and you just can't take your eyes off of him while he feeds the seagulls.
Haha, I have a crush. Very funny. Yes, what?
Oh, I've been there, dear. Keeping a handsome face or two around when I was young.
Okay, just a little funny. This is getting absurd. I need to clear things up. Do you though? With a stranger? It's not like that. The only reason I've been dining with him is because I want to invest in his art. Okay, look, but sweetheart, you are terrible at excuses. The conviction in my eyes works. Mrs. Baker seems to believe that she did get it wrong.
But paintings don't make much money until after the artist dies.
Never mind. Raphael's not like them.
So, miss, You aren't just familiar with my tastes. You studied my paintings too?
I didn't notice when Raphael slipped back into the dining room. He's standing right behind me. Why does this always happen?
Setting Sun's Supper has earned its reputation for exquisite food and a breathtaking view. I appreciate the hospitality.
He presses a hand to his chest and elegantly bows to Mrs. Baker and me.
Well, I should get back to my canvas. Can't let my new investor down, can I?
The change in his tone is hard to ignore. I groan internally. Ah! And I groan externally. He took that the wrong way. I don't have time to worry about how it might look. I rush after Raphael outside the dining room.
Use.
Shut up! The path to the lower deck twists and turns, and it takes me longer than expected to reach the standard class area. By the time I make it to the passenger cabin, darkness has settled in. A cold wind swirls around me, making my dress flutter. Hey, Raph! Fishy, fishy! Could have sworn Raphael went this way. Where is he? Oh, hi!
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Yay! There's my fishy. From around the corner, a familiar figure emerges. Raphael! There's my fishy. Raphael moves behind me to shield my body from the wind.
Word is, some distinguished lady came down here looking for someone, circling the deck like a lost sea turtle.
That's oddly specific. What if it wasn't me? Your efforts would have been wasted.
Post-dinner strolls are good for the stomach.
Okay, that's fair.
What about you? What brings you all the way down here?
It's complicated, but there's something important I need to tell you. I take a deep breath to collect myself. I need to clear up that misunderstanding from earlier, but more importantly, I have to tell Raphael about leaving the ship early. Raphael turns slightly and offers his hand.
Let's get going.
To where?
My studio, obviously. We're gonna turn into icebergs if we keep standing here.
So speaking of icebergs, I nod and reach for his hand out of habit. Where is it? That's when I notice how his arm is bent and how his palm is facing up. Oh, he was just showing me the direction. Oh, I made this awkward. Nah, I can't make excuse.
Nothing. Let's go.
Raphael takes my hand anyway. The fishy. He called it a studio, but it's just a standard class cabin. It's not particularly roomy. To make space for his art supplies, he'd pushed all his furniture into a corner. Oh my god. The window seat facing the deck has been reserved for his easel. That's the spot with the best view. Painting while taking in the ocean view. How dreamy.
Not really. People keep gathering around here to gossip. It's impossible to paint with all the noise.
Okay, I get it. This tablet is mostly for drawing. It just so happens that Love and Deepspace also works really good on this. I reach for Raphael's hand and brush away the dried paint on his fingertips. I flash him a smile. I get it. You had to put down your brush and find me to get some peace. Raphael withdraws his hand, settles before his canvas, and begins to clean the dried paint from his brushes. I step behind Raphael to look at his work. A blazing sunset has bathed the entire harbor in light. The deck, the sea, and the distant city skyline are steeped in a dark, vivid red. Where is this?
Dunno. It keeps appearing in my dreams, though. I just had to paint it.
Lincoln at sunset? Bold strokes of orange-red weave through the touches of dark violet. The sunset is like a beating heart. Water holds only soft ripples, yet I can sense an ocean breeze being lifted off the canvas and washing over me. It must be a beautiful dream. You like it. I I can feel the longing in these brushstrokes, here and here. Raphael's gaze follows my fingers. He pauses a little, then puts away his brush.
When we first met, you asked why I was on this ship.
Yes?
I just found out that the place in my dreams is related to a legend, some lost civilization in the sea.
Oh, Lemuria. Oh, we're talking about Lemuria. Lemuria? It slips out before I can catch myself. Raphael looks at me surprised. I quickly explain myself. Well, aside from Atlantis, Lemuria is probably the most well-known lost ocean civilization. He stares into my eyes and doesn't speak for a while. Then he smiles and picks up where he left off as if nothing happened.
That's right. They say the ship passes through. Perhaps I'll catch a glimpse of that sunset in my dreams.
You spent all that money on a ticket just to try your luck at the sea? Raphael nods like it's the most obvious thing in the world. Honestly, I'm not even surprised. But then I remember how to get him off this ship before it's too late. All I can do is hope that the Raphael in the movie isn't too obsessed with Lemuria. While a lot of places have beautiful sunsets, they're not that different, are they? Fino Harbor is nearby, and it's a great spot too. Let's go there. I can get you an invitation to an art salon. There will be tons of renowned artists and...
What's so special about artists? I see one every morning in the mirror.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I aspire to have this kind of self-confidence. Raphael turns his head, retrieves his brush, and refocuses on the canvas.
Your suggestions aren't unwelcome. I might visit when I'm in the mood. It's just that every landscape is unique. The sunset I want to see might not be the same as yours.
At this point, just tell him about the sinking ship, man. He adds a delicate stroke to the ship's mast on the canvas.
I'd like to finish this painting before the ship reaches its destination, miss. If you don't mind.
I let the subject drop and settle beside Raphael in silence, watching him work. Occasionally, I hand him the colors he reaches for.
Picking out colors for me, watching me paint, trying to coax me into making friends with artists in some random salon. You're not actually thinking about becoming my patron, are you?
I was just saying that to distract that lady. Raphael stops painting. He glances at me with a hint of curiosity.
Was Raphael's not like them also part of your act to distract her?
No, I meant it. You're different.
Oh?
Raphael narrows his eyes and moves closer, staring at me. He keeps leaning in until his face is all I can see. Then he stops.
Good. You're not lying this time.
Raphael gently tucks a strand of my hair behind my ear. In the darkness, his warm breath washes over me.
Do you dine with me because you want to see me every day? And how did you figure out my tastes and habits?
Perhaps afraid I'll try to dodge the question, Raphael closes the distance between us again. Oh, Scarlett's gonna hate how close he is to the screen.
Just so you know, no one's gonna interrupt us this time. And don't even try to use art salons and gossip as your excuses.
There's no escaping Raphael's gaze. I briefly close my eyes before opening them and forcing out an answer. I learned it from you. But he won't accept that easily either. He lowers his head and chuckles softly near my ear.
I ate the same amount from every dish. How did you know which ones are my favorites?
I've lost this round. I'm confused. You're too clever for your own good, Fishy.
And you have plenty of secrets yourself.
Raphael withdraws his hand from my cheeks.
It's okay if you don't want to tell me. Give me a few more days, and I'll figure it out myself.
That he would if he gets the chance. Then I'll start visiting you even when we aren't eating dinner.
My door is always open, assuming you aren't bored of me.
Good news is, I'm not engaged to some jackass. Raphael, you might not be aware of this, but it's hard to get bored of your face. In the days that follow and outside of our shared meals, I'd stop by Raphael's room in the standard cabin. Sometimes I help him choose colors. Other times we talk and he shares stories about his life in this world. Then the sculptor nears the port we agreed to disembark at. Today, rather than visiting Raphael as I normally would, I joined the housekeeper to meet with the crew member and finalize our departure plans. I make sure to set aside extra space for Raphael. I want to take his sunset painting with us. With everything arranged, I walk over to the deck by myself while mulling over how to mention this to Raphael once more.
I thought something urgent came up, but I guess you just didn't want to see me.
Oh, just who I was thinking about. I turn towards the voice. Raphael leans against the nearby railing, the ocean breeze sweeping his hair back to reveal his striking features. Of course I did. I was going to find you.
Then who was walking around in circles on the deck? She used the sea breeze as her comb and the floorboards as her shoe polish.
The what and the what? What?
You're a little liar. And to think I was going to show you something wonderful today. But clearly, you're no longer interested.
I am! Let's go right now! What the hell are you talking about? Raphael crosses his arms and turns his back to me. He's purposely avoiding my gaze. Okay, you pouty little fish, get back over here! Pout McPouster.
It's too late.
Hey, pouty fish, get over here, let me kiss. I reach out and my hand moves past Raphael's coat to precisely tickle at his side.
Hey.
What about now? Cheer it up yet? Howdy? Raphael whirls around, catches my mischievous hand and pins me against the railing.
How did you know that was my weak spot?
I had a hunch. Seeing that I'm not going to explain further, Raphael stops questioning and switches to negotiation.
We'll go, but no more tickles.
Okay. Raphael takes my hand and leads me to the standard cabin's deck, the one closest to the water. He stands at the edge of the walkway. Leaning out, he softly begins to hum. I follow Raphael's gaze toward where the sea meets the sky. Suddenly a column of water erupts from the surface. Oh, you have no idea you're the sea god, do you? A whale! Raphael's humming trails off. He turns to me and reveals a satisfied smug grin.
Ta-da! Isn't it impressive? I summoned it.
I can't help but laugh. Sea creatures really are the most intuitive. Even if Raphael is mainly human in this movie, the whales still answer his call.
That's not even my best trick. La 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 la.
The languid melody becomes livelier. As the rhythm grows, more dark shapes rise to the surface like floating islands. One by one, black tailfins arc out of the water. Deep blue is broken into bursts of white sea spray. I've never seen this many whales together before. Eyeing me with curiosity, Raphael turns towards me.
You don't seem to be surprised.
I'd only be surprised if they didn't respond to your call anymore, sea god. But I play along anyway. I try my best to put on a surprised Pikachu face. Of course I'm surprised. I've never heard of anyone who can call out to whales like that. Raphael pouts. He already noticed my lackluster performance, but he lets it slide. Dude, I'm so much better at performing and lying and all that.
I'm not sure why they answer me.
You have no idea you're sea god.
When I first visited the ocean, the fish welcomed me immediately. They kept swimming into my palms.
Of course they did, sea god.
It's become more apparent once I got on this ship. Whenever I'm on deck, dolphins and whales draw near.
Oh, sea creatures still love you. You don't even gotta be sea god for that. Raphael's words breathed life into memories I had almost forgotten. Actually, I once rescued a baby blue whale. The poor thing got lost and beached. I guided it back to the water and used a whale whistle to say goodbye.
Your housekeeper said this was your first time at sea.
I wink at Raphael, reminiscing about our past. Wink, 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 wink. Just as you dream of legendary ports, I dream of unknown seas. In my dreams, I did more than rescue a baby blue whale. I visited the Lemurian ruins you're fascinated with and even met the sea god.
You said that like it actually happened. I'm almost starting to believe you.
Raphael hesitates and seems to recall something.
When you asked if I'd be willing to leave the ship early, was it also because of your dreams?
Yes, I dreamed this ship struck an iceberg and sank. It scared me, and that's why I wanted us to leave before it happened.
Then we'll leave together.
How did we fail? Clearly we failed. How did we fail? What? I almost think I misheard him. Raphael looks at my incredulous expression and laughs.
Or maybe we can stay?
You can't back out now, you already said yes.
I have no intention of going back on my word. Why leave things to fate on the vast ocean when I could travel with someone who knows Lemuria?
And you still have a fire ego.
You even met the sea god in your dreams.
Standing right in front of me. I even had to say goodbye to the sea god for a month. Never forget about the disaster of Wave Chaser Island. But didn't you say every scenery is one of a kind the other day?
The scenery may be irreplaceable, but what's truly unique are the feelings in those dreams. I've tried to preserve that feeling on the canvas, but I know something important is missing in those paintings. I was hoping I could find it on this ship.
Raphael gently smooths my tousled hair.
Now I'm starting to think that staying by your side is how I'll discover that final stroke.
Oh, he's falling in love again. Oh, I love it. The wind quiets down while the waves continue to lap against the ship. In the distance, white mist rises from the water and paints brilliant colors across the sunlight. Oh boy, okay, here's the failure. But when I bring Raphael to meet the crew member I'd arranged things with, he apologizes profusely and says there's been an accident. Severe interference has disrupted the ship's radio. No matter how many times the crew member tries, he can't reach any private boats. Our goal of leaving early is suddenly obstructed. Uh-oh. Back in Setting Sun's supper, the lavish dishes fail to whet my appetite. If we can't get off in time, what will happen to Raphael and me when the disaster plays out? Will we return to Lincoln City or... A chocolate bar appears in front of me.
Better get some sugar in you before you faint.
I'm panicking! Also, you look good in pink. I let Raphael slip the chocolate between my lips, but the sweetness does little to calm my nerves.
They say dreams are the opposite of reality. Maybe your dream is telling you the ship will dock safely.
Raphael, you don't really believe me, do you? About the ship hitting an iceberg tomorrow, right? Tomorrow night? About the ship hitting the iceberg tomorrow. I ruined the line. Forget it. I won't believe me either. Raphael is quiet for a few seconds, then he stands up and guides me towards my suite.
That's enough for today. Get some shut-eye. I'll handle the rest. Meet me below the crow's nest tomorrow night.
The what? The what's nest? Mephisto's nest? The following night, below the crow's nest.
You're here.
Yeah. Can we get off? I tilt my head up and spot a man with tousled hair peeking out from the crow's nest. Why are you all the way up there?
I'm waiting for you to join me on an iceberg hunt.
That is... Raphael gives the exquisite binoculars in his hand a little shake.
This will help us spot it before it's too late.
I guess that. In the Titanic, they couldn't spot the iceberg before it was too late because of the fog. If the ocean isn't that cold, I guess we could spot it. I slipped through the hidden door Raphael left open for me. Inside the mast, there's a long ladder dangling from the crow's nest. Oh, now I understand what the crow's nest is. I take off my heels, hitch my dress around my legs, and scale the ladder with ease. Just as my fingers grasp the ladder's edge, Raphael extends his hand and hoists me onto the crow's nest.
Not bad. Do you often climb around like this in your dreams?
I'm a deep space hunter in my dreams. A ladder like this is nothing. As I speak, a freezing wind hits me. I quickly hug myself to stay warm. Dude, we're not going to be able to see it. We're like the two guys who were on the mast, looking down at Jack and Rose kissing, and they were giggling, and then they saw the iceberg and it was too late. Raphael settles down next to me. His warm arm wraps around my waist and pulls me close.
A hunter you may be, miss, but still watch out for the cold.
I should have brought a jacket. His deft fingers undo the knot at my legs. The dress unfolds to cover my bare feet. I shift back slightly and reach for the binoculars at his side.
They're the captain's personal binoculars. They'll help us find the iceberg sooner.
How did you get your hands on them?
I painted a portrait of the captain and his daughter. He loved it so much that he lent them to me.
Okay, that's cute. Raphael, is there anything you can't do? Raphael traces the corner of my eye.
I can't defeat these dark circles. They are my arch nemesis.
Have like really bad dark circles.
Which is why we need to find that iceberg fast, so you can get some real rest.
You actually believe me? To be fair, another reason the Titanic sank was because the ship was going at full speed. And they were given a prior warning that there were gonna be icebergs, but it went on full speed anyway. If the ship we're on isn't on full speed, again, we'll be able to turn in time. That depends on how this Skuldra is the ship called in this world. That depends on how fast the ship is going, how cold the waters are. You know, now that global warming has hit the earth, there might not be icebergs in that stretch of water anymore. But global warming is not a good thing. Raphael takes the binoculars from me and sweeps his gaze across the waters ahead.
You're like an iceberg yourself. You're hiding secrets I have yet to discover. Who knows? We might unlock the mysteries of 2 icebergs in one shot tonight.
I lean my head against his shoulder and barely speak above a whisper. Actually, we've known each other for a long, long time. In the darkest hours of a still night, I reveal the secrets I've kept hidden. The waves are listening quietly. I talk about us, Lincoln City, and the movie, The Skuldra. Silence stretches between us for a while. Then Raphael slowly shakes his head.
I don't remember any of that.
Part of me expected this. Even so, I can't hold back a quiet sigh. However, Raphael seems unperturbed. I have never known how to pronounce that word. He raises his chin, signaling me to look up at the bright night sky.
Did we watch the stars together in that world too?
Not always on a ship, but yes, we did a few times.
Think about it. The place where we watch the stars has changed, and even the sky above our heads might not be the same. But right now, as we speak, we're looking at them together. That hasn't changed.
clasps my hand and presses it against his chest.
And we're facing the unknown together. It's no different from the two of us in that Lincoln City you described.
The last trace of uncertainty melts away. I rest my head against Raphael's shoulder again. Raphael holds my chin and gives me a skeptical look.
Wait, are you disappointed because you only like me when I have those Lincoln memories?
Nah, I like you anyway. My eyes widen as I stare at him. Of course not. Satisfaction dances across his gaze.
You answered that quickly. You must like the current me then.
I like every version of you, Fishy. What if I said yes?
There is no what if.
He leans in and gently kisses my forehead.
We'll always be attracted to each other.
That is true. Oh, like he fell in love all over again. I love that Raphael in his many lives just at first does not retain his memories, but he falls in love all over again with MC. Like, it isn't based on their previous lives. It just keeps happening coincidentally over and over again. Even in the Lincoln timeline, he fell in love with MC as a child. It had nothing to do with the fact that they had history. Before midnight, Raphael sees the iceberg through the binoculars. We rush to wake the captain. The sculptor veers off course just in time. Oh my god! What went wrong? The crisis has been averted. Raphael and I return the binoculars. Raphael and I return the binoculars and make our way back into his room.
I want to show you something.
Okay. He approaches the easel and removes the cloth. The canvas no longer holds just a blazing sunset. There are two silhouettes standing close together within its glow.
In that dream, besides the harbor and the sunset, someone was leaning against me. Whenever I woke up, I forgot what she looked like. It was as if an eraser removed every trace of her. But what you've seen and felt can't be erased so easily.
Raphael's gaze rests on the canvas as though he is lost in a dream he never wants to leave. If you can't remember anything, then how are you sure that person was me?
I'm not. When everyone boarded the school dra, I noticed how you were all alone by the railing. You were looking at the ocean, lost in thought. But as soon as we locked eyes, the most brilliant smile appeared on your face. That's when I knew you were the one who saw the sunset with me. It couldn't be anyone else. This painting you're looking at isn't a scene from my dreams. It's what I want right now.
So what went wrong? His gaze drifts from the canvas and rests on my face. I can see his steadfast certainty. I'm so scared. What went wrong? How did we sink anyway?
Will you help me make this dream a reality?
Sure. Of course, love. But just watching the sunset isn't enough for me. I step around the easel, close the distance between us, and hug his arm. I'm rich, remember? We can sail the 7 seas and find the legendary Lemuria.
What if luck isn't on our side and we get nothing?
There are no what ifs, and even then, I already have you. In the following days, the ocean gleams like sapphires beneath the bright sunlight, while whales and dolphins frolic alongside the ship. Then one day, they disappear without a trace. Heavy clouds devour the sun, and the ocean's vibrant blue slowly gives way to a turbid, unsettling grey. Oh, storming! The ship is destined to sink. It doesn't have to be an iceberg, it can just be a storm.
People always say the weather at sea is unpredictable. Now I finally get to see it firsthand.
Like the kind of storm that sunk the ship in Life of Pi. That's a possibility. Dude, I was so focused on icebergs, I forgot about the weather. Little did we know that the sea had only begun to show its true menacing face. In the afternoon, the wind rose fierce. Waves battered the ship as visibility steadily worsened. Loose items start skidding across the deck while crew members fight through the gate to hold everything down.
Come on, let me walk you back to your room. Something's not right with the waves.
I stand up. The restaurant door swings open. Crew members hurry past. On their lips is a single word. Iceberg. A few seconds later, there's a deafening crash. The entire ship lurches violently. We hit a different iceberg. Are you kidding me? We're back in the freaking ship again. This isn't supposed to be funny. Rafayel and I raise our heads at the same time to see an iceberg looming outside the window. Enormous slabs of ice crash onto the deck and explode into razor-sharp fragments, shattering the windows of the setting sun shop. Whatever. My heart races. All those strange occurrences make sense. The housekeeper suddenly carelessly sits down radio signals and iceberg we can't open. When we set up, in the film, the painter met his end sinking beneath the waves with this very ship. What are efforts all for nothing? He isn't going nowhere without me. Rafayel isn't going nowhere without me. In the few minutes after the skull rush strikes the iceberg, passengers still haven't fully comprehended how dire things have become yet. But they soon realize the horrible truth from the panic etched on the crew's faces. This mighty ship will sink. Under a suffocating sky with storm clouds, the Skullrush flag lies in tatters. There weren't enough lifeboats to begin with. Half of them have been crushed by the iceberg. Things have somehow spiraled beyond even the disaster in the movie. A cold, relentless dread settles deep in my chest. We ain't going nowhere without Rafayel. Rafayel, was all of this my fault? Rafayel steadies himself on the slanting deck and takes my hand. Oh my god, I'm seeing the scene in my head. I'm seeing it.
None of this is your fault. Knowing what lies ahead doesn't mean you're obligated to bear the burden alone.
And this is why I'm scared of ships. Even a car can crash. I'm not scared of cars, but still. What if you never had that thing? What if you never set foot on the ship? Rafayel sighs and gives me a playful pat on the head.
What are you even talking about? If I'd never gotten on this ship, I'd regret it for the rest of my life.
Panicked footsteps and piercing screams swell around us like waves in a tempest. Don't you dare go anywhere. Rafayel has to shout to be heard above the pandemonium.
Stepping onto this ship and finding you was the greatest choice I've made in my life. Even if I'd known from the start how this would end, I'd make the same choice again. Every second I've spent with you has been worth it. I'm thankful for that.
I watch people scream, shout, and throw their way onto the airplane. If this is truly the end, then what kind of finale do I want? I hold on to Rafayel's hand tightly.
Is this your answer? Then I'll never let go either, until the day we find each other again. That was close. Funny how the designer praised it as the ship's best scenic spot.
Once we escape, we'll have plenty of time to take in the scenery.
You bet. Maybe we... Watch out! I thought I could get you to a lifeboat.
I was not getting on one boat.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
The rest of this journey, you'll have to go on without me. You're more than capable. This won't be too hard for you, right?
I'm not leaving without you. Raphael, I am not leaving you behind.
All right, then stay right here in my arms. Don't be afraid. Now, we'll never be cold again. If you don't wake up soon, the seagulls are gonna eat your bread.
Yeah. Why are we here?
You want to swim over to the next port? We're not fishing
You are
now.
anyway.
We'll dock tomorrow. So where should we go first?
But the ship sank in Raphael's wounds. Get over here. You have head trauma. There's nothing.
Eyes on the sunset, not me.
You're prettier than the sunset.
Come here. I actually saved you the best spot. Pretty, ain't it? It's like a dream.
Are we dreaming?
We don't have much time, actually. All I want to do right now is watch the sunset with the most beautiful girl in the world.
This is all we can do before we wake up. This is a dream. Oh, that's beautiful. At the end of the story, we finally see the truth of that beautiful dream. The blazing burst of beauty ignites the path we once traveled. Only by being within it do we realize this feeling is far more intense, far more fiery than what we experienced before the silver screen. Now, as the last glow of twilight fades and the world of the film draws its curtain, everything sinks with us into the deep sea. Yet the end of the story is not the destination. Tomorrow, when the sun rises from the horizon, it will shine upon a brand new sky. All that remains unfinished, all the buried regrets, will live on in reality, in another form. The cruise ship slowly departs from the port, and Lincoln City's silhouette gradually disappears beyond the horizon. What just happened? Can someone please tell me what just happened? The sky is clear and the entire deck is being baked under the blazing sun. I dip my calves into the swimming pool and savor this rare coolness. A figure glides towards me from the depths and Raphael's fingers curl around my ankle.
It's so hot. Why aren't you diving in?
He glides effortlessly and leans against the edge of the pool, where water streams down his skin. My skin.
Oh, I get it. Someone got spooked by a movie and is now afraid of the water.
Ah. So we watched the Titanic, went home, and decided to get back on the ship as a palate cleanser to prove that's not gonna happen in reality. You know what? That makes sense. I'm not gonna question it. I had a terrible Subway sandwich a few days ago, and even though I don't like Subway, I do want to get that same Subway sandwich again, but with different stuff in it as a palate cleanser, so I kind of get it. And it's kind of like that. As if, do you really think I'd let a movie get to me? Yes. There's a reason I have a lifelong fear of ships.
Then stop baking yourself like a sun-dried snack and get in. Water's waiting.
I am in fact scared of the water because of the Titanic. I don't know how to swim. I really need to learn how to swim. How does one learn how to swim at the age of 24? He loosens his grip on my ankle, reaches up and grabs my shoulder. I'm being dragged in before I realize it. Also, in reality, you don't really need to be afraid of the water, MC. You can breathe underwater, you're not gonna drown. I throw my arms out. Rafayel and I fall into the water. Rafayel laughs. Droplets trickle from his forehead and trace a path down his cheeks before landing onto his chest. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, 60.
In Lincoln City, you're a talented hunter blessed with evil. And me, a Lemurian, could never drown even if this ship split in half as we speak.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that for a second.
That movie theater owner recommended the Skuldra to mess with me.
I look at Rafayel's sulky face and can't help but laugh. If I knew that special evil projector would literally pull us into the film, I definitely would have chosen a different one, maybe something funnier, instead of making myself sad. With the first movie that ever made me cry, Titanic movie was in fact the first movie to ever make me cry. Remembering how the movie theater appeared out of thin air and vanished just as quickly, I hesitate. Whatever, I still don't know what that place was. Let's never do that again. I won't let myself be dragged into another story without warning again. The water ripples between us. Rafayel's damp hands cradle my face.
It's okay. Our memories are part of what makes us who we are today. But stepping away from them once in a while and losing yourself in a new tale is also a unique experience.
Okay, that is true.
Besides, I believe that in every story, no matter how it begins or ends, I'll always choose you again and again.
So it was blunt force trauma, not even the... You know what? Never mind. So it was blunt force trauma. It wasn't even the actual drowning part. It was the blunt force trauma. As a lover of Titanic, I very much enjoyed that card. That was actually kind of cool. I'm a little confused about what happened, but I still liked it. The way I see it is that we died, and then just like, you know, the outline life flashes before your eyes when you die. That kind of thing happened with the us doing the I'm flying Jack scene, and then we just got out of the movie. That's what I assume happened. And if that's what happened, that makes sense to me. So I enjoyed that. It is a somewhat unique experience to experience a storyline where MC is the one with all the memories and not Rafayel. In a way that has kind of happened with the main story, MC now remembers more about the Tears of Romero timeline, whereas Rafayel seemingly has no memory of ever being of Tears of Romero, basically. Thank God Rafayel was not forced to speak in a weird accent. Xavier's and Zane's accent sounded so weird to me. It is kind of sad how we tried so hard to avoid disaster, but it happened anyway. The ship was just destined to sink and would have happened in any way. We got out of the way of one iceberg and we hit another. I think this card is very nice, but if you skip it, you will not be missing out on any Rafayel lore. This is just a very hyper-specific card. Like if you like Rafayel and Titanic, you will like this. By sheer coincidence, I have a hyper-fixation with Rafayel and have had a hyperfixation with the Titanic in the past. So this was just like the perfect match of things for me. If you're someone who's not particularly fond of Titanic or the movie, you could skip this card if you want. In fact, it might be better because Raphael's new myth should come out in July, I think, and you want to save gems for that. This tablet has been bought mostly for drawing. It's just that I'm not used to drawing men, and I have never drawn my Love and Deepspace MC, but I really want to draw like moments from like the actual Titanic movie as Raphael and MC because it would be funny. Especially my favorite scene, the one where the swing the axe practice. Okay, that's enough practice. That one, because that's my favorite. I'm so glad I have this. Like, I love this thing. My heart remains the same. I shouldn't say my heart will go on anymore. It doesn't have to. We're alive. Just stay on it. My heart will remain the same. I hope you enjoyed the card, everyone, and I will see all of you next time there is new Raphael content, which might actually be his new myth, which will be awesome. Okay, bye everyone. Have a nice day.